I want to talk to you quickly about inventory liquidation, and I want to give you a short guide to really explain to you how to really go about the process in a very optimal manner. Okay, so here are the my opening remarks. When you think about inventory liquidation, you got to think about a loss for your business, but it's a good loss. It's a loss when you do it properly. It's a good loss because you are able to free up capital. You are able to free up a space in your warehouse or other logistical facilities you have. And if you really do it properly, you are able to optimize your operation down the road. So basically, I want to share with you a few key strategies that a retail business such as yours or others can use to effectively manage and execute inventory liquidation. Now, inventory management, believe it or not, is a crucial aspect of all retail businesses. Doesn't matter where you are at, doesn't matter the location. Basically, the thing is that when you have inventory management, you do have a lot of challenges. And those challenges can result actually in excess stock. So, as a retailer, you can use inventory forecasting methods to predict consumer demand. But if these estimations are off, your business can end up with unwanted inventory. And this surplus ties up capital and becomes especially problematic when it really impacts cash flow, creating financial strains that impact other facets of your business. So you're looking at cash inflow versus cash outflow. So inventory liquidation will help you actually optimize the whole process here. So what is inventory liquidation like in a quick format? So inventory liquidation is actually selling off surplus inventory to third-party companies or customers at significantly reduced prices, usually to convert assets into cash quickly. Okay, it's about freeing up capital. So for retailers, this often means parting with merchandise at cost or below cost to free up space and improve cash liquidity. Now, why should you liquidate your inventory? Well, for a lot of reasons. You can improve cash flow, you can reduce storage costs, you can make room for new stock, you can clear out seasonal merchandise, or you can close or relocate a store. So, what are the tactics here? How do you liquidate inventory this year? How do you do it in an optimal manner? So, for retailers dealing with excess inventory, liquidation can really offer a viable solution to free up warehouse space and improve cash flow. So, you can actually host a flash sale. A flash sale can really help you get rid of, I mean, not get rid of, liquidate inventory in a very fast manner. So, a flash sale is a quick way to liquidate inventory while attracting a large customer base. So you want to market the sale heavily on social media and with email marketing campaigns, offering steep discounts on excess stock for a limited time. And this is going to help you because it's going to bring a certain like a new audience to your business, to your retail store. So properly promote the liquidation sale to reach a wide audience and convert surplus inventory into immediate cash flow. So after hosting a flash sale, you can also think about using online auction platforms. So you have platforms like eBay, for instance. Those can be very effective when it comes to selling inventory at a fair price. Okay, but please be methodical. What you want to do is you want to take quality photos, you want to optimize your images, and you want to provide detailed product descriptions to appeal actually to potential buyers. Okay, you got to go about it methodically, and you also want to set a reasonable asking price to attract bids, but be aware that the sale price may be lower than the retail value. So it's something to really be aware of. And you also want to collaborate with the liquidation companies. So consider partnering with a liquidation company specializing in your industry. And the good thing is these companies often buy inventory in bulk, offering a quick and hassle-free way to liquidate excess stock. And but before you go this route, though, you want to carefully vet any liquidation company that comes to you because you want to ensure that you are receiving a fair price for your merchandise. I mean, you are liquidating, but you're not really just selling for $0. Okay, it's not free. Another way when it comes to a like inventory liquidation tactic, you can really engage wholesale buyers. There are a lot of buyers out there on the market that really they come upstream or downstream. That's how you want to. It depends on how you want to look at it, and they actually will buy wholesale. Okay, so wholesale companies often buy excess inventory for resale. So you want to create a detailed inventory list and approach. You want to approach multiple buyers to negotiate the best deal. It's one of those things where don't just focus on your geography. It doesn't matter if the wholesale buyer is not in your state or in your city or state. Okay, so look beyond, look in other states also, or even internationally. Sometimes you might be surprised that you can have an international wholesaler willing to buy your excess inventory. Okay, so engaging wholesale buyers can reduce carrying cost and free up, once again, warehouse space. Also, you can implement bulk discount offers. So it's one of those things where this goes back to what I said a little earlier about being methodical. Okay, for products that are not moving, consider offering bulk discounts to entice customers to buy more. It's the whole thing is you want people to buy more. And this approach can be particularly effective for home decor or paper products, where people often buy in multiples. And the reduced price per item may lower profit margins but improve overall cash flow. Also, another strategy that works. I mean, you might be thinking it's not really it's not really bringing in cash directly, but it does bring cash indirectly. You want to donate for tax write-offs. So, donating surplus inventory can offer tax benefits, effectively converting your excess stock into a tax write-off. And but what you want to do is you want to consult a tax advisor for the documentation needed and to understand the implications for your business finances. So, donating goods can also improve your corporate social responsibility profile, earning you a goodwill in the community. So, that's one of those things where if you care about karma, if you care about those quote unquote non quantifiable benefits, then yeah, this could be a good option. Another way when it comes to inventory liquidation tactics, I want you to think about focusing on B2B sales. So, focus on B2B sales. So, if consumer sales are slow, consider redirecting your focus to other businesses that might need your inventory. So, B2B sales often involve larger volume purchases, allowing you to liquidate inventory more rapidly. So, this is kind of similar to the like what I said a little earlier when I said engaging wholesale buyers. Wholesale buyers are not necessarily. I mean, there are businesses, of course, but wholesale purchases are not B two B sales. Okay, so B two B sales requires targeted marketing, and you may need to adjust your business plan. Really, something to really think about. Also, you want to negotiate returns to suppliers. So sometimes the most straightforward way to deal with excess inventory is to negotiate a return to your suppliers. Always read your supplier contracts carefully to know your rights and responsibilities regarding returns. So, depending on the contract, you may have to pay restocking fees, but returning unsold goods can give you some of your money back. Okay, maybe when you do the math, you are just better off returning the goods to the supplier. So, eliminating the carrying cost and long-term storage fees for products can offer immediate relief. Really, you can also distribute freebies or samples. This goes back a little bit to the karmic implication I said a little earlier in terms of improving your corporate social responsibility profile. So handing out small quantities of excess inventory as free samples can serve dual purposes. Not only helps liquidate your stock, but also promotes your brand and could lead to future sales. This strategies can also provide you with valuable customer feedback on products, helping you make more informed purchasing decisions in the future. And finally, you want to dispose of the items as a last resort if the cost of holding onto excess inventory exceeds the value you could get from selling or even donating the item. Consider discarding it. If you choose this route, though, dispose of items responsibly, considering like the environmental implications and costs associated with the waste disposal. You want to explore eco-friendly disposal methods wherever possible and whenever possible to minimize the environmental impact. Let me give you a few best practices here, a few tips to avoid excess inventory in the first place. Okay, so while inventory liquidation can be a solution for overstock issues, prevention is always better than a cure, right? You want to be proactive. So let me give you a few tips to help you manage your inventory effectively. You want to regularly review your sales channels. It's one of those things where whether you have online sales or offline sales, or you want to look at your supply chain real like big time, okay? So consistently monitoring your sales channels enables you to make data-driven decisions on what to purchase. So you have a clear idea what to purchase and what not to purchase. So knowing which items sell quickly and which languish can help you avoid overstocking slow-moving inventory. See, the whole thing is, I go back to what I said a little earlier. Inventory is an asset, but if you have a slow-moving inventory, this could be a liability because you're losing money. Okay, so if you are able to avoid overstocking slow-moving inventory, you are in the end you will have better turnover and less need for drastic actions like liquidation auctions. Also, you want to invest in inventory management software. So, proper inventory management software helps you track your inventory, orders, and sales in real time. So, keep tabs on which items sell quickly, which ones don't, and replenish inventory accordingly. And the cool thing is, being proactive about using technology can really minimize the accumulation of unwanted stock in the first place. You also want to implement a just-in-time inventory system, a JIT inventory system. So this system allows you to purchase inventory only as you need it, right? It's one of those things where you do not want to really buy inventory and just have it sit there at the warehouse. No, you want to really buy things on time, okay? Just in time. And having that really minimizes the inventory you hold at any given time, reducing carrying cost and the risk of obsolescence. So, implementing a JIT system requires careful planning but pays off in more efficient inventory levels, which is really great from a scalability point of view. Also, one thing for sure, if you are trying to like let's say prevent overstock, like if you want to prevent overstocking slow moving inventory, you want to be cautious with discount buying. It's one of those things where, I mean, of course the pricing incentive is there. You're really interested in really saving money, but you might be buying stuff that you don't need, or they will be very hard to move. Okay, inventory that's kind of hard to move. So while buying merchandise at discount prices can seem like a good deal at first, it can lead to overstock issues. So before making bulk purchases, you want to assess whether the discounted items fit into your current inventory needs and sales strategy, right? Can you sell those items real fast? Because over purchasing can lead to difficulties in selling later. It's one of those things where your customers are not going to follow you if you miscalculate their needs. If you do not have a clear idea about what kind of items they need, they need in their operations, whether you have B2B or you have B2C. You also want to monitor customer returns closely. So it's one of those things where customer returns are not just going to pose a reputational issue, they are going to pose a supply chain issue if you don't manage them properly. So customer returns can add to your inventory levels and become obsolete if not managed properly. So establishing a returns management system will allow you actually to understand why shoppers return items and how you can resell or even repurpose products. Of course, this might trigger a little bit of more work, extra work, but it's actually the right route to actually follow. So a dedicated approach to returns minimizes the chances of accumulating excess stock, especially if you are thinking from a scalability point of view. You want to get things done with a long-term perspective in mind. You got to really have a method. You got to have a methodical way of doing things, of analyzing your inventory, of seeing patterns, of seeing trends, of seeing a certain routine that works or doesn't work for your specific operation. Let me give you a few extras here. When you think about inventory liquidation, you need to understand that there are some benefits. Okay, those benefits are going to help you over time, especially polish up your balance sheet. So, what are the main benefits here? Basically, you have two benefits, two primary benefits. You are able to free up warehouse space and improve, and that's the first one. And number two, you can improve cash flow by converting excess or unwanted stock into money. It's one of those things. When I speak about freeing up warehouse space, it doesn't matter if you have the warehouse in your own facility or you have the warehouse space outsourced to a third party logistics provider, because either way you are paying for stuff, right? You're paying for the space. So when you actually partner up with a 3PL provider, you're still paying them directly or indirectly anyway. So selling selling liquidation inventory can help you big time. And can you actually avoid inventory liquidation? Of course. I think I've spent the last 20 minutes explaining to you basically that you can put in place a method that will allow you to avoid liquidation, let's say in the first place. So you can often avoid inventory liquidation through effective inventory management, regular sales channel reviews. You want to look at your sales channels to see what's happening and what's not happening. And you also want to have timely adjustments to purchasing strategies so that you have a clear idea about how to optimize your inventory strategy. Now, businesses do not only liquidate inventory when they are bankrupt. This is one of those things where a lot of people believe, oh yeah, like out of business sales. Yes, you can liquidate when you go out. You when you go out when you go out of business. That's for sure. But you can also liquidate as a regular business strategy. Businesses may liquidate inventory for various reasons, such as seasonal overstock, store relocation, or making room for new merchandise, not just when they are facing bankruptcy. Okay, and and the thing is, you can also do stuff with excess inventory. You can sell excess inventory through discount sales, online auctions, or to wholesale buyers, among others. Okay, you can also donate excess stock for tax write-offs or return it to suppliers if possible, or you can even sell it via a B2B sales conduit. So here are the closing remarks here to this conversation. I spoke to you about inventory liquidation. I gave you the opening remarks, the tactics, the best practices, the extras, and now the closing remarks. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.